basically satsang is an opportunity to get deeper than the mind and to look at whatever questions we're looking at in our life, in our contemplation, from a different perspective than the perspective of the mind. So if we have any questions, I will be glad to explore them with you. So if you have any questions, you can speak your question, or you can send me a message in the chat box.
I've got something, Magdi.
Hey, Linda.
Hi. It's more like I keep getting this thought, I hate myself. And it's been going on for quite a long time. And the more I'm sort of listening to you and other people, I'm beginning to see that, that it's just a thought, it's not what I am. So I don't know why I react to it or believe it or listen to it or anything, but it upsets me every time I get this thought. I get upset. I feel, yeah.
So what is it you hate when you say I hate myself?
Oh,
what is it that you hate?
It's, I suppose, the character, that the image that I appear to, that I perceive myself as. This. Well, that's a good question. What is it that I really hate? What is it?
And also, what is, when you say I hate, what do you mean?
Oh, it's like I should be.
You should be something else. You should be something different.
Yeah, I should be over this whole believing I'm a person thing.
So when you say I should be, obviously I should be something or someone, or I should behave in a different way, or I should be different. At the moment that you're saying that, at the moment that that is happening, what is it? What is it that you're looking at that you want to be different? Like let's try right now, for example. Let's imagine. Try to remember. Let's say recollect this an event like that where the thought that I should be different. Try to recollect a situation, maybe yesterday or the day before. What try to recollect the situation, and let's. Can you recollect a situation like that? And
Well, yeah, I feel the situation right now.
oh, okay. So that's good. That's very good. So right now there is the thought that I should be different. So can you tell me what is what is it that you're looking at that you want to be different?
I just I've got to look at it. Hmm. Oh, um,
So like
the body, yeah.
you want the body to be different?
No, it's not the body. It's my mind.
You want your mind to be different.
Yeah.
Okay. So like right now, when let's right now look at your mind.
Uh-huh.
And what do you see?
Well, it's more like I feel like this stuff is stuck in my stomach, like
Good,
energy or
good,
something.
good. So that's very good. So there is a feeling, a sensation in your stomach. Yes?
Yeah, I don't like it and I can't get
Okay,
rid of
okay.
it.
Good. Okay, so you see a sensation in your stomach, and so that's one thing. It's a perception. You're perceiving a sensation in your stomach, and then there is a thought, I don't want this sensation, right?
Mm.
Now, the sensation that you perceived in your stomach, okay, just a second ago when you talked about it, or 10 seconds ago, is it still there now?
Oh yeah, it's still there. Hang
Is
on.
it the same sensation?
Yeah,
How do you know it's the same sensation?
because I've had it for days and days, and
No, the question is very simple. Is how do you know the sensation that of 10 seconds ago is the same sensation you have now?
I don't know. It feels the same.
No, you cannot feel two feelings at the same time. You're feeling a sensation right now, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot be feeling right now the sensation of 10 seconds ago. That's because you cannot be feeling you cannot be feeling something now and something 10 seconds ago or a minute ago. You follow?
I do follow. Yeah.
Right. So my question is, how do you know that the sensation that you're feeling now is the same sensation that you were feeling 10 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago?
I
You
don't know.
don't. Good. You don't. Right. Because now you're looking closely and you realize, wait a minute, uh, you know, the impression that I'm having the sensation for days and days, maybe that's not true. Maybe
Oh,
every instant Every instant, the sensation that is being experienced is completely fresh. It's not the sensation of 10 seconds ago.
Well, that's a relief.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just exploring with you,
Okay,
because
yeah.
the fact is, you cannot be.
Magdi,
Hello, Tay. Hello.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Lee and another gal are trying to get into Hangout, and I just discovered this one here.
Okay, let me
And
see.
if you
Yeah.
can get Lee and Lena, they're both in the other room.
Okay, let me see. They need to close the other room, and I just sent them an invitation to this room.
Thank you. I didn't mean to disturb, but
No,
that was the problem.
Thank you, Tay.
They're desperate to get in.
Thank you. I just yeah. So let's go back to what you were talking about, Linda. So we're just exploring, and the exploration has to be sort of like one moment. Okay. So we're exploring freshly. So we know that in this moment there is this sensation in the belly. Okay. And we also know that it's not possible to right now be experiencing the sensation of 10 minutes ago, of a minute ago. Right? Are you with me, Linda?
Yeah, I'm with
It's
you.
not possible for you to be experiencing simultaneously this experience right now and another experience of 10 seconds ago or a minute ago or a day ago or a month ago, because that is done. That is gone. So therefore, your experience this moment is completely fresh experience. Okay? All sorts of noises. One moment, let me see. Somebody's asking me how to join. One moment.
Yeah. Fresh new noise.
Yeah, I need to hire somebody to manage. Okay. I can't respond to that right now. So, given that it is not possible for you to be in two different places simultaneously, therefore your experience right here, right now is fresh. It's not stale. It's not, you have not been experiencing the same sensation for days and days. That's a story. Thought says, oh yeah, I've been experiencing this feeling in my belly for days and days. And therefore, it seems that, oh, that's what's actually is going on. But in fact, every moment is completely fresh. This moment is completely, not 99% fresh, it's 100% fresh. And as it arises, it dissolves. You follow?
Why hasn't this? Yeah, but well, if that's the case, why hasn't this dissolved?
It has.
The sensations dissolved.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't understand that because I still feel it. Like
because from the mind's point of view, because the mind is living in time, from the mind's point of view, I am traveling in time, and I'm experiencing the sameness, the same experience, the same sensation in time. While in fact, your experience is not an experience of a sensation in time. Your experience is that of the eternity of consciousness. So let's try to get a feeling for that. If you look at your sensation right now, let's go to this very moment to your belly, okay? The sensation in your stomach, yes? Yes? And just go there and give that sensation your complete attention, meaning give it all the space that it needs. give it the infinite space, all the space that it needs, so that you experience not just a little piece of that sensation, so that you experience the wholeness, the totality of that sensation. Yes?
Yeah, but what do I do when I get thoughts coming in saying I don't want to?
Okay, well, if the thought comes and says, I don't want to, and the thought is louder than your attention to the sensation, then turn your attention to the thought. Let's go to the thought right now. It says, I don't want to. And tell the thought, hey, you are completely, completely welcome. Let that thought totally be its full, the full expansion of that thought. Yes, allow that thought the entire space that it needs. In other words, give it your complete welcoming. As you welcome this thought, you give it all the space that it needs. Yeah? That thought, this very moment, where is it? What has it become?
Oh, it's just melted into everything.
Yes, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So
That's
now
it.
that thought has melted into everything, let's go back to the sensation in your stomach. Yes? Yeah?
Okay.
And go to that sensation and allow that sensation, give that sensation its full, complete expression. In other words, this sensation is welcome to just have the complete space, the complete presence, the complete welcoming of your attention. You're just basically just there saying yes to that complete sensation, a complete yes to that sensation, so that sensation in your stomach can be its wholeness, its fullness. Yes?
Yeah, but the thought came back. I don't want to again.
Okay, so let's go back to the thought. So let's go once more. Let's go back to the thought. Here is the thought. I don't want to turn my attention to that sensation. And let's give that thought, that I don't want to thought, give it your complete freedom. Allow that thought the entire space, the entire presence, the entire welcoming. What has happened to that thought? So let's go back to the thought. Here is the thought. I don't want to. One moment. I don't want to turn my attention to that sensation. And let's give that thought. So what has happened to that thought?
Well, it's sort of gone into my sensation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that thought now is
merging into the sensation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So the thought is sort of dissolving in the sensation. It's saying, okay, come back to the sensation. So it comes to the sensation. Now you go to the sensation, and where is that sensation now? What is that sensation? Where is it? What's your experience of that sensation?
The thought just came back into my head.
Okay, so again, one more time, let's go back to the thought. I don't want to. And give that thought your entire welcoming. In other words, no resistance, no argument, no dispute. I have no issue with the thought. Welcome, because I'm the entire openness. Let the thought come to say, hello, welcome. Yes? Complete welcoming.
It's now, I don't, I don't want to welcome it. That's the thought.
You don't want to welcome it. Okay. So now there is another thought that says, I don't want to welcome the thought that says I don't want to. So now we have another thought which says, I don't want to welcome. So let's welcome that thought. Oh. Let's welcome the thought that says I don't want to welcome.
Okay.
So I welcome the thought that says I don't want to welcome. Welcoming is not a doing, it's a non-doing. Welcoming is it's a natural response. It's our initial experience is the welcoming. So we don't really need to do any effort to welcome the thought that says, I don't want to welcome. The thought that says, I don't want to welcome is already welcomed. It's already welcomed. But we're going to just help it. We're going to help that welcoming by opening ourselves completely, giving that thought that says, I don't want to welcome, the entire space that it requires, that it needs. So welcoming is our natural state. Welcoming is the quality of consciousness, is a quality of consciousness. You don't need to do any effort. It's already there. The welcoming is already there. We're just turning our attention to it, towards it. As you turn your attention towards the welcoming, there is a sweet quality. There is a relaxation into this welcoming. There is a relaxation into the turning your attention towards it. It's like there is a beautiful sunset, and you turn your attention towards your sunset. You turn your head towards the sunset, then there is the beauty, the experience of beauty, the experience of peace, the experience of happiness. So, in terms of two things about the sensation in your stomach. First, sensations are always fresh. Our experience is always fresh. Our initial experience, okay, is that of timelessness. And then our secondary experience is the mind. So our first experience is consciousness experiencing itself. And the secondary experience is the mind coming and saying, oh, I am having the same experience that I had yesterday. I am having the same feeling in my stomach that I had for the past 2 or 3 days. As much as possible, whenever you notice that you are in your secondary experience, go back to the present moment and welcome whatever is arising right now. Welcome with open, hello Zahir, welcome with open arms whatever experience is arising right now. It's even better without labeling it anything, without labeling it a sensation, without labeling it necessarily a perception, without labeling it, without any label. And if the label arises, then welcome the label. It's not a problem. Welcome whatever arises, irrespective of what it is. And in this welcoming, you're inviting the experience to come, to return in a way. It's not a real return, I'm just using language, but to sort of recognize the consciousness that is its nature, that is its reality. Because the reality of all experiences is the reality of consciousness. And consciousness is not in time. Consciousness does not unfold in time. It is time that unfolds in consciousness. It is experiences that unfold in consciousness. It is thoughts and perceptions that appear in consciousness. Their substance is is the reality of consciousness, which is non-time and non-space. It's outside of time and space. It's not contained in any, it's not any, no concept such as the concept of time or space can contain it, describe it, or speak of it. So that is, so this is where you need to turn your attention to. You turn your attention to the freshness of every moment. Every moment your experience is fresh. This moment right now is completely fresh. It's never happened before. You follow?
Yeah.
You saying yeah right now, that's completely fresh. You moving your head right now is completely fresh. So stay at the tip, stay at that freshness, not in thought about Linda in time, Linda yesterday, Linda tomorrow, Linda last week. No, because thought is always tripping, it's traveling in time. It is traveling in a dream, experience. The dream experience is the experience of time and space, while the actuality, if I can use that term, of your experience is not in time, it's not in space. The actuality of this very moment, there is an actual experience this very moment. There is a reality this very moment. And that reality, Linda, is not in time, is not in space. It is the reality of consciousness. You see? It is not, consciousness does not unfold. The actuality, if I can use that term. One moment. Consciousness does not unfold in time and space. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Magdi.
Okay. Yeah. Continue with that exploration. It's really important not to base your experience on the content of thought. It's very important because thought appears to you, Linda. You perceive thought. Therefore, you are not contained inside a thought. You are the perceiver, like a mirror. You see, if a dog walks in front of a mirror, the mirror will reflect the dog. If a bird walks flies in front of the mirror will reflect the bird. If a sunrise arises in front of the mirror will reflect the sunrise. But the mirror is not the dog. The mirror is not the bird. The mirror is not the sunrise. The mirror is not the images that appear. You perceive the thought that says whatever it says about Linda. You perceive that thought. So just notice that you are the perceiver of the thought, Linda, and therefore, the thought cannot be what you are. You follow? It cannot speak. It cannot speak truth about what you are. A good metaphor is in your night dream. In your night dream, you might perceive Linda walking on the beach and saying, I'm a bird. And you might even experience flying. But in fact, you are not a bird and you are not flying. You are perceiving that that experience. I refer to that experience as the mind, and I refer as you who is perceiving this experience as consciousness. So that like because we often have conversations together, so you gain some understanding in how I use these terms. So the mind is the movement in time and in space that appears to you, but you are consciousness, you do not appear. You follow that? So be very careful not to continue to base your reference to define yourself based on the images that appear on the screen. The screen being you, the real you, the true you, consciousness, awareness, presence.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Yes, beautiful. If anybody else has a question, I've muted quite a few mics, but you might need to sort of wave at me or unmute yourself. Or you can also send me a message in the chat box.
Maybe me, Magdi.
Oh, hello, Alvaro, and hello, Shanti. Alvaro, if you don't mind a minute, I will talk with Shanti first, yes?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Yes, hello, Shanti.
Hello. I had a little bit of trouble coming in, but I'm here.
Yes, I know.
We were talking about that only consciousness is.
Yes.
And since we talk about that, there's sort of a detachment now. I cannot explain. It's like nothing is the same anymore, and yet it is the same.
Yes. Yes.
And at the same time, the mind gets very confused because still the expansion is being felt in this body, and the joy is being felt in this body. Yet it's not my expansion.
Yes, yes.
There's like a little confusion in the mind that I cannot even explain.
Okay, yeah.
But there's a nice detachment from things also, so I'm not sure, like, if you could say anything about it.
Yes. Okay, two things that you said. You said that everything is the same, and at the same time nothing is the same. Yes, is that one of the things you said?
Yes.
Yes. So that's very interesting, because in fact that's true. Let me just sort of explain how I see that. Everything is changing in that the weather is constantly changing, thoughts are constantly changing, feelings, emotions, sensations, perceptions are constantly changing. But there is a changeless quality as well. And the changeless quality is that it is always the same consciousness that perceives the sunset and the same consciousness that perceives the sunlight. It is the same consciousness that perceives Shanti's image in the morning when you wake up and you go to the mirror to wash up and so on. And it's the same consciousness that perceives Shanti in the evening when Shanti goes to wash up and before going to sleep. So that is the changeless quality, Shanti, is the quality of consciousness. And the changing quality is the changing quality of the mind of the dream. Now, the confusion, I would say, if you don't mind, I'm going to use the word ignorance, or maybe the suffering, but let's say ignorance, is when we are experiencing only the changing, and we base our um, understanding from the changing. In other words, we base our perception and our understanding from the perception of the world, body, and mind. When we are perceiving the world, the body and the mind, they are constantly changing. The cells in the body are changing, the thoughts are changing, the world is constantly in flux and changing. And the changeless, the unseen by the senses, is not on board. It is there, but it's overlooked. Let's say it's overlooked. Hold on, Shanti. I think something with your there. Let me 1 moment. Okay. Oh yeah.
It's like behind the scenes.
Yes, correct. It is behind the scene. And in wisdom, there is a shift. While the world, body, mind, the changing was up front, and consciousness was behind the scene. In wisdom, there is a shift. The consciousness comes to the forefront, and the world, body, mind dissolves in consciousness. It dissolves in consciousness. So in wisdom, consciousness is experiencing itself in all. It's actually, it's like you could say it's the end of experiences. It is a 1 moment. Yes.
But it's not experiencing itself.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Not experiencing itself.
Right. The word experiencing sort of is no longer appropriate. It's more, let's say that it's rejoicing, it's savoring itself. You know, like when you have like some delicacy, you put it in your mouth and you do it, and then there is a moment which is, it's like it's outside of the experience of this. You're in a different realm where you're savoring, delighting. You're delighting in yourself. So consciousness, the experience of consciousness knowing itself is a delightful experience. It's a blissful.
It's a blissful experience, yet it is an experience.
But it is not an experience.
No? Okay.
No. Experience, at least the way I use the word experience has a slightly dualistic quality to it, Shanti. There is still something. There's still something. While consciousness is everything. When the experience, the non-experience. Let me use the term non-experience of consciousness knowing itself is there is the end of thingness.
The end of what?
Of things. The end of things. The end of things. So, but the end of things, I do not mean a sort of empty, dead. You know, the end of things is a delight. Is the delight consciousness delighting in itself. The delight of consciousness within itself. So to make it simpler, it's just a causeless peace and happiness.
Yes.
It's an experience of, you want to use the term, it doesn't matter. The term is, what matters is that it's the experience, it's the experience of happiness, causeless happiness and peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's no longer in relation to any world, any situation, any relationship, any thought, any experience, any enlightenment, or none of that. You say, none of that. So that was the first part of your question, which had that things seem to be changing and non-changing simultaneously. As the changing quality will diminish as you're contemplating the reality of consciousness. The changing aspect will become more and more transparent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The world will become more and more transparent. The body will become more and more transparent. Thoughts will become more and more, not up and down, it become more and more calm. The body will become more and more open and easy, and the world will become beautiful. So the changing quality will come together and will dissolves in, excuse me, in consciousness, which is a peace, the love, the happiness, the beauty, the tranquility, the equanimity, the tenderness, the effortless compassion.
But within that, still the personality is there. Huh?
Yes, you know, personality is there. Yes, personality is there, but it's not a problem. There are no problems. It's not. There are no issues with the personality,
Okay.
and so it's like you are dreaming. You are dreaming. You are a woman, and let's say next day you're dreaming you are a man. They say there is no problem when you're dreaming you're a woman. Next night you dream you are a man. The night after you dream you are a beautiful rose. The day after you dream you are a beautiful bird.
Mm-hmm.
It has no issue, no conflict in your dream. So yes, the personality is there. Whatever tendencies there are, some of them are partly conditioned, others are cultural, others are innate. They are there, but they're complete absence of issue, of problem.
Problem is the smell of the ego.
Is the what?
The perfume of the ego. I mean, when
Oh
it's
yes. A problems, Shanti, is a thought. It's a thought that arises basically that says no, or it says things should be different. It's a resisting. It's a thought that's resisting, that is making some kind of commentary about imagining, oh no, I should not be a woman, I should be dreaming I should be a bird, or I should be a taller woman or a shorter woman, or I should be blonde, or I should be brunette. It's a thought that's basically has an argument with what's happening, or it is trying to reach something. It says, oh, I should get to be smarter than somebody else, or I should become richer, or I should get a better home, etc. So, and also it's a feeling, it's a sensation, a bodily sensation. It's really very helpful when you look at a problem, Shanti, and you break it down into its components. The components of all problems are thought and sensation. But in fact, Shanti, there is really no problem, because a thought is just an image that's arising on the screen of consciousness. So what's the problem? It's an imagined problem. It's an imagined problem. Because what is a real problem? Ask yourself that question. What is a real problem?
The thoughts in the mind.
Yes, and even that, what's the problem with the thoughts in the mind?
Yeah, that's true.
What is the problem with any thought? A hateful thought, an angry thought. What is the problem? You could say that the problem is in making anything a problem.
Exactly.
But even you could say, even that's not a problem. You see, you can play with it this way, and then you realize it makes things less serious, less but it's true, yeah.
What I'm experiencing in these days is I don't know how to explain. It's like, as you were saying, it's like, I don't know if it can be called transparency, but I cannot see people anymore as I used to see them. But at the same time, I'm seeing them the same way. But there is a difference, you know,
Yes,
like
yes,
not.
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the world seems to like the world. I see the world. I see the things. I see the people, and it's the same that I always have seen. But the perception is different, and it looks like a surreal world somehow.
Yeah, yeah. Because really, in a way, when you are looking at anything in terms of with the senses, or looking via thought, or via the body, when you're looking, you're only experiencing your experience. Like right now, you're looking at your experience. You are looking at your perception. You are perceiving. Right now, you're perceiving your perception. And when you realize that you're perceiving your perception, then this world that used to be out there comes here. It returns to where it always has been. It returns to consciousness. Then your experience is no longer of an external world or of an external other. Your experience is the experience of consciousness that takes on the form of this perception, that takes on the form of this perception. You see? So in a way, there is still the same image on the screen, but the quality of the experience is totally different. It is non-separate. It's a non-separate experience. It's consciousness experiencing itself, and when consciousness recognizing that it's experiencing itself, there is a very, very important shift that might not seem to be perceived, but it's sensed at a different level.
What do you mean?
Let's say that whenever you're experiencing an external event, you are experiencing that event from an internal place. So there is the external world, and there is the internal mind, the internal self. Whenever there is this experience, there is a potentiality. One moment. I'm hearing an echo. There is a potentiality of a threat because the world can possibly harm you, or it might not deliver the promises and the expectations that you have. So whenever you're experiencing the world from an inside place and from the inside self, there is a potentiality of danger. That's what we refer to as unhappiness. There is also the fear of death, because any object, any form is temporary and therefore is not eternal. And so there is the fear of death that's in the background. But once we realize that we are experiencing our experience, that you are perceiving your perception, that dualistic experience ceases and the world returns. It really doesn't return because it's never really left, but it's recognized as being made out of consciousness, made out of awareness.
And from there is no fear.
Absolutely, no fear.
There's no fear.
That's a very important shift. There is peace, a recognition of wholeness. It's all the pieces sort of coming together. Like mercury, when mercury breaks in pieces, it comes back together. It's a return to the wholeness. So it's important, as you are perceiving this change right now. One moment, there is some sort of background noise. One moment. If you don't mind, I'll be right there. So, as you experience, can you still hear me, Shanti? You hear me? Yes. Okay. As you're experiencing this, this sort of transparency right now, you say, where the world is sort of surreal and perceiving people, it's just the same perception, but it's really not the same. Just don't turn it into an experience. Don't make it into, yes, don't box it. Beautiful. Enjoy it. Yeah, and remain in the flow, in the openness. I know you had another question, but I forgot what it was. Okay. Okay. Okay, Shanti. Maybe if Alvaro has a question, we can talk to Alvaro. Nice talking with you. Very lovely. Thank you. Hello, Alvaro.
Hi.
Yes, Alvaro.
Hi, everyone. Well, Magdi, speaking about the nature of consciousness, when you will refer about the objects that we can call who reflect into the mirror.
Yes.
Right? The interesting thing is that the objects can be seen and recognized as objects, thoughts, feelings, sensations, or what is around us. But conscience itself, or the mirror itself, cannot be seen as an object. Right?
Yes. Can I make a comment on that? You see, consciousness itself cannot be seen as an object by the mind. Cannot be seen by the mind. The mind perceives objects.
Right.
Perceives trees, cars, women, men, cloud, bird, flowers, etc. The mind perceives objects, and via the conceptualization, it perceives a multitude of objects. And from the mind's point of view, there is consciousness as an experience, meaning an object. And the mind tries to perceive consciousness as an experience, or as a state, or as some form. And it cannot, because consciousness is not. It has no worldly qualities. So, therefore, the mind imagines something called consciousness, and it says, well, there is such a thing as consciousness, and it's in the brain. It is inside the brain, or it is out in heaven. I see. So, and then it says, okay, now I am okay. I know what consciousness is from the mind's point of view. But in our exploration, basically we say, well, wait a minute, that's a game you are playing, you know. No. We want to know consciousness, but not just as some sort of concept. And so we start exploring what is consciousness, and we start exploring it using the mind. But as we explore it using the mind, what is very interesting is that the mind deconstructs. The exploration deconstructs the mind, because the exploration looks at what is the reality of our experience, because consciousness is the reality. Consciousness is not a concept. It has to be a reality. Because if it's a concept, then we can make a million concepts. So we're looking at what is the reality of our experience, and we call that consciousness. Well, awareness, or whatever, presence, or God, it doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. But we're looking at what is the reality. And so we say, okay, there is one thing that is very real, which is this very experience right now. Whatever you call it, doesn't matter what you call it, there is something real right now. Some people, doesn't matter what you call it, but there is something real. Even if it's a dream, even when you are dreaming, there is a reality to the dream. There is a reality to the fact that there is a dream. It's not like there is nothing. Right? It's not a blank state. Right now, this is not a blank state. There is something real. We call this reality, whatever it is that is experiencing this experience, is the reality. Because the experience itself keeps changing. Like a minute ago, I was talking to Shanti, and you were looking at Shanti and me. Now, right now, this experience is different. Now it's Alvaro with Mehdi talking together, you see? So obviously, the reality of the experience cannot be the experience itself, because that keeps changing. So the reality of this experience lies beyond the experience. The reality of the image lies beyond the image. It is the reality of the mirror, the reality of consciousness. So from the mind's point of view, there is a world, there is a body, there is thoughts and memories and time and space. There is a tree, there is a computer, there is Alvaro, there is Mehdi, there is Costa Rica, there is Hawaii, etc. That's from the mind's point of view. But from the consciousness point of view, there is consciousness.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. No.
Yes, now I hear you, yes.
Yeah, but there is a recognition, Magdi.
Yes, there is a recognition. There is consciousness recognizing itself.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's not possible.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not possible.
Sure. There is a recognition. You see, what's very beautiful about this recognition, Alvaro, is that, like you were dreaming that, you were a lion or a tiger, and you wake up and you recognize, oh no, you are Alvaro. You see, when there is a recognition, then the reality of the tiger and the lion is no longer there. But sometimes, if the dream was a very strong dream, even when you wake up for maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you still feel, in some cases, you still feel, the lion or the tiger or the, see, there is, but that will dissipate. It will dissipate. It will end maybe after 5 minutes or whatever. It will end. And then this recognition that you are Alvaro will become your natural state. You will not an hour later be sitting around saying, oh, I'm Alvaro, or then you'd be driving, say, I'm Alvaro at 6 p.m. at night. You say, you won't do that, because so recognition is, but there is one important quality to that recognition of consciousness recognizing itself, which is the peace, the undisturbable quality of consciousness.
Right.
And sometimes there are crescendos. There is like a, like in an orchestra at some moment, there are cymbals and the drums and so on. And some other moments it's just the strings, But the whole thing is a very beautiful symphony. Oops.
That's the whole point for me, at least. The whole point is to recognize this presence of this consciousness that we are that.
Yes.
No consciousness outside, or no consciousness that we're looking for something, or no, it's consciousness here, right now.
Yes, it is consciousness that recognizes itself, Alvaro.
Exactly.
You don't recognize consciousness. The you dies in the recognition. It's consciousness recognizes itself. So, which is really beautiful, because you don't need to do anything. It's consciousness that recognizes itself. So in a way you help consciousness recognizing itself by being open in your exploration, by deepening your exploration, by loving your exploration, your contemplation, by giving it the highest priority. You know, like if you love music, whenever you have an opportunity, you listen to music, you play music, you read about music, you get together with friends to enjoy the music. So you give it your highest priority, and then it does itself. It takes care of itself.
Right.
So you don't need to burden yourself with something that you need to do, because in a way it does itself because you love it. You see, when if a friend calls you, tells you, oh, we're getting together to play some music and it's 20 kilometers, you say, oh yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. You know, you just get into your clothes, you get into your keys and you go, you see. But if somebody tells you, oh, you know, come to I don't know, come so we can discuss the war in Middle East, and I'm only 5 minutes away, or I live 2 houses away. Oh, you don't want to. It feels like so painful to do that because you don't care about that topic. You see?
Right.
So the love uh, uh, is very powerful. It's the beauty of the love.
Yeah. It's
That's
true.
why I love the term truth lovers, because the word love is the quality of the truth. You know, the truth and love and beauty and wisdom and harmony and compassion and friendship. All of that is so beautiful. It doesn't require so much work.
Maybe, but the recognition of this is what you said before, is the peace, is the tranquility, causeless, right?
Causeless.
It's peace, tranquility, an empty space.
Yes,
And it's something that it's just happened by itself. There is not
it is the quality.
movement.
Yeah, it is the quality of consciousness, Alvaro.
Right.
It's already we're talking, it's like a rose. The smell of the rose and the beauty of the rose it's the quality. It's the quality of the rose, the beauty of it, and the delicateness of it, and the smell of it, and the aroma. They're the quality of consciousness, the peace and the beauty. The main spoiler, the main party pooper, is the belief that I am Magdi, that I am this body mind, and that the world is that I am.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the main party pooper.
Okay. Yeah. But because the thing, what I want to say is, the thing when we recognize that moment, to put it in this way, that moment of peace, tranquility, spaciousness, right, emptiness, it's just to be that, because the movement of mind is still there somehow in a very subtle way.
Yes.
It's not the mind, well, in some moment, yes, mind completely gone. But there is always this, like a noisy, there.
You know, it's like when a vase is broken, when the egg is broken, you can never put it back together. So once the belief that I am this body mind is broken, and the light of consciousness can enter, it will continue to yes, you are right, Alvaro, that the mind will continue to sort of go back to the world, go back to me and the world, me and her, me and my life, me and my future. But it's no longer, it doesn't have the same belief behind it.
Mhm.
Because when there is a peak that I am that perceives these thoughts, I am that perceives these sensations. I am not these thoughts. I am not these sensations. I perceive them. The power that thought and sensations had before diminish, and it continues to diminish. It might take, depending on uh, the particular conditions of every body mind, might take a certain varying degrees of time, varying periods of time, but the direction is diminishing interference of the mind, and we can help to accelerate the that process by, whenever the mind comes into the picture, to remember our true nature of consciousness, that this mind is this idea that I am this man and he is that, I'm the good guy and he's the bad guy, or something like that. That this story is a thought of him, is an I thought, and a he, I and a him, or a I and a her, that is just old habitual tendency, that I am the consciousness that perceives that. So when you take your stand as what you truly are, the consciousness that perceives that, it loses its power. It ceases to be so true, so real, that I am the good guy, that he's the bad, whatever. It ceases. It at the body level, also very, very important that at the body level, Alvaro, you also relax in your body level. You give it a space at the sensation, and you allow the sensation to have the complete expansion in your belly, in your chest, in your neck, in your face, in your eyes, complete space it wants, but without trying to fix it, without the repair habit to it should not be that way. No, not a dispute at the body level, but a beautiful relaxation.
Yeah, beautiful. It's like for me, it's like I put the attention in that. It's just put the attention. It's just to accept the moment, the recognition, the sensation, it's a tight sensation, if there is pain, there is whatever. It's just to accept that and to look at that. And really, you just look at that, really, it's dissolved by itself. And there is this expansion.
Yes, and also you give it space. Bring space to your attention. Sometimes attention has a tendency to focus, because when we are young, in most of us, we had been taught when we were young to focus our attention. I don't know, in school or at home with the mother and the father. I don't, the teachers. If you can also bring in space, sort of an expanding space in your attention, sort of an attention that's going in that direction. You see, in an opening direction, opening, the lungs, the breath, the belly, the face, an opening direction.
Maybe this question that I have is, for me, attention is the same like awareness. I mean, put it this way, like quality, the same like peace.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, right? I'm just sharing with you, of course, from my point of view, my understanding about the term attention, because I was in boarding school and I was taught, that pay attention, pay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah. So there is this, and also when I was doing a lot of Zen years of Zen practice, where you don't move, don't move, and so over time, that has sort of changed a little bit, and
But
yeah.
do you see that? So for me, the quality of the attention is like an implicit in awareness.
Okay.
It's not separate from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You see, awareness is complete freedom. Complete freedom. It's so beautiful.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Alvaro. Thank you.
Thank
Okay. Well, if anybody else has anything they would like to explore, a question. Okay, well, it's very, very beautiful to be with you. Happy holidays to all of you. Much, much love, and very grateful for your friendship and your love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. Thank you. Very
Bye,
lovely.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
I see you. Bye.
Thank you.